I was, I was expecting a grace period here of shit not working. Oh boy. Let me double check. Hello, everybody. You may be there. I was expecting this not to work right off the get-go, but it looks like it has. So you've caught me kind of flat-footed, but good to see you. Maybe you haven't. Maybe it isn't working. I just don't know yet. But I'm going to endeavor to find out real fast. This is we're back, and we've got technical problem, the opposite of technical problems right off the get-go, something working right. So Nixie, welcome, Nix. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. It's been too long, almost a whole year. We'll get into it. I'm guessing that means I'm live on Twitch at the very least. Nixie's one of our old buddies from our Splatoon days, which is what we were doing a year and a half ago. Well, I do see now, I see some of our Twitch buddies here. Excuse me, not Twitch. We've got our YouTube friends, so we are live on both Twitch and YouTube, if you didn't know. Hello, everybody. It looks like we got THC Temple. I've been doing good, man. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry I've been away. Hope to be here for a while. We'll see. And then we've got our buddy, is that Adam? I need to change the color on my font there. A little hard to read. I'll pull it up on my tablet here. Well, welcome everybody. It is so good to be back. I got a dog here bothering me. Another classic. I got the Volcano here, and guys, this is the first time I have used my Volcano since our 420 live stream last year, which was the last week's live stream. At that point, I was in a limbo state on YouTube, and weirdly enough, about a month ago, I got an email out of the blue saying, hey, your live streaming privileges, at least the ability to be upranked and monetized and all that stuff, has been returned. No explanation. So I thought, you know what? Let's come back. Let's hang out with you guys, at least for a while. I missed everyone. So that's what we're doing here. Not only have I not done a Volcano in the whole year, I have not done anything other than pretty much vape pens. So I am very nervous for a whole variety of reasons. First and foremost, I wanted to do this last night. I was like, oh, I'd gotten things ready as we ever get things, was excited. And then I got nervous. I was like, oh shit, I forgot how to do this. It's weird. Like these skills go away. But you know what? Today I built the nerves back up. I said, it's fun. I enjoy this. I love it. I missed it. Let's get into it. But to help, we're going to do some of our vaporous courage. It's not liquid. It's a gas. But that's also a fluid. So anyways, we'll just call it still liquid courage. We're going to do our Volcano here. I'm going to get this filled up. I will get caught up on chat, guys. Let me pull up my link. I've pulled back from my monitor here. I've changed the setup. All right, I'm already behind. Let's get started. Let's get this filled up. And while this bag, guys, is getting filled up, and again, can't wait to catch up on chat, say hello to everybody. In my description there was a promise. This is something I've wanted to do since I started Wheats many years ago now, too many years. And that is bring on somebody else to come help keep things moving here. I tend to ramble. We get lost in the weeds. No pun intended. Weed doesn't help me stay focused on the topics and tasks at hand for our live streams. And more importantly, I wanted somebody who is actually more interesting, more knowledgeable, and more fun to have around than just me. And luckily, for years, we've had an incredible producer working behind the scenes. I mean, tirelessly. Wheats we're not known for our production quality. We're not known for our technical expertise. We're not known for... There's not a lot of superlatives one could attach to us. But anytime you think to yourself, hey, 3/4 asked. That's a mildly, well, I don't want to go that far. Not for her sake, but anytime you think to yourself, wow, that's slightly better than the sort of potato quality that we normally get from you. It is the sole purview of our producer who makes that happen. And now, finally, years later, she has said, she's going to help me keep things focused and wrangled on the live streams, not just in my ear telling me, hey, get back on track. What the hell are you talking about? She's going to do it on camera. So everybody, finally, we're going to have a co-host here. Welcome the producer, the Wheats producer, long-lived Wheats producer. You can just call her the producer. That's fine.
Hey, guys.
Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Should we shake hands?
We can shake hands.
That's nice. I don't really traditionally shake with my left, but...
I don't either.
And your hands are quite sweaty.
Well, yes. As happens, when excited, when playing, Smash Brothers, and when, going on camera, so...
Well, that's a perfect excuse for your sweaty hands. Thank you for sharing that with me. I wish everybody could have gotten that sticky handshake. But again, this is the producer. Producer, I need to get my chat situated.
Yeah.
So let me hand you. I'm gonna hand you the
this is what I'm here for, and you promised that I've been doing all of this.
The tab is right there.
The scenes.
It's that second tab. I just forgot to pull it up. Just go to the little. It should have been done beforehand. Right there in the top right corner. Thank you, producer. Okay, well, I'm glad this did cool. Guys, this is my first bag in, again, almost a whole year. Only done vape pens. This is going to be an intense experience. So, again, first I should have had the producer more prep. This is on me. Just go and X out of that in the top corner there. And it's right there on our side. There we go. Thank you so much. That is on me. All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. Here we go. Adam, good to see you again, man. Adam, welcome. I think you have a different screen name, maybe? I think I recognize the picture. Thanks for being back. Good to see everybody. Oh, wow. And I forgot, these are the extra large bags, too.
And you didn't even fill it up 100%.
No, I forgot the rhythm of it.
You chickened out.
Actually, what happened, I was watching it happening on the monitor,
so
and the bag is so tall that it's not all in frame, and I just assumed it was totally filled before it was done. Because, I'm doing what you're not supposed to do and looking at the monitor instead of the camera.
That's right.
But we'll get there.
Yeah.
We could be using NVIDIA's very creepy AI eye contact software, which makes you look at the camera. But
how is that?
We're not going to do that right now. Rick, welcome back, Rick. Good to see him in. I am glad to be back. And again, hopefully this time, we've had, if you've watched our live streams before, some interesting history with YouTube's ups and downs, being banned and not banned, and having privileges revoked and then arbitrarily renewed. So I'm back on their good graces. And again, this is weird in the sense that, it's not like I do anything, not even in terms of violating their policies, but they just will send me some information unrequested, and say oh,
congrats. This is updated.
Yeah, you've been removed from whatever, and it's just oh, okay.
Didn't do anything different from before.
I don't understand what happens there, or how I get, in and out of some kind of batch. Maybe some Google employee watches, maybe some Alphabet bro watches. It's oh no, this guy. I doubt it. It seems
that's probably
algorithmically
flattering
driven.
Yourself a little too much.
And maybe it's even cynically profit motivated. they just like let banned people come back every now and then, because
they know that, you might have a community that has some kind of relationship to you and your awesome live streams.
And they take a healthy percentage of any. Don't ever donate money to people on the internet. I guess it's fine if you have some. You can hit OK there. I made the wrong gesture, which I forgot to turn off. Just as a reminder, don't donate money to people on the internet, especially if it's through a platform like Twitch or YouTube or any of their like proprietary things. I'm not saying don't invest in the creator economy and don't support people that you like, but those things are very predatory. You won't believe how much money, what percentage of your donation or your contribution Amazon or Alphabet will take from you if you give it to somebody. On YouTube, I think it's like 70-30. On Twitch, it's even worse.
As in Google gets a 30% cut.
Yes.
And that's if you get the money.
Correct.
Which
let's not
get into that, but
any more about that for now. But yeah, my advice is just don't do it. There's no reason to give a giant company like Google or Alphabet. I said that Google or Twitch,
which is owned by Amazon.
Yes, and
so okay.
And I said Alphabet for the first time. I don't think anybody.
You never say Alphabet.
Yeah, Google has not been excellent about their rebranding. It's always Google. Shockingly, we're already way off track here. I'll get caught up on chat in just a second. I think, and I would not have predicted this, Facebook has done it. Like
Facebook has done what?
Rebranded themselves. Like
that they are successfully Meta?
Yeah, I see lots and lots of people referring to them as Meta.
Do people say Instagram owned by Meta or Instagram owned by Facebook?
I don't think they say
They don't
Instagram.
say that. They just say Instagram.
Yeah. Well, if they just say IG.
Yeah. Maybe. Or nobody's talking about Instagram, as they shouldn't, so.
Right. They are all on TikTok. But I think Instagram is actually doing totally fine as a platform. But yes, I think Facebook somehow weirdly pulled it off. Even though they had a real heel turn. And even stranger, nobody gives a shit about the metaverse anymore.
It's not even about Meta.
Yeah. The metaverse does seem like an idea in the rear window. I mean, they still have horizons and all that, but societally, we've moved on from the idea of the metaverse. And honestly, if anybody pulls it off, it's going to be Epic and not Facebook anyways. So that is your nomenclature update of the day.
And Total Detour.
Total Detour, first of the day. Thank you. Okay, where were we on chat?
We got some hellos.
Hellos.
How you been? I think you answered.
Nixie says we gotta play more Splatoon.
That is definitely that's a hope.
Yes,
that we can
for
get
sure.
That set up.
Yeah, and
we would love to do some gaming streaming.
Honestly, we've played some Splatoon here and there sporadically.
We did. We picked it up. We hadn't played it, and then we picked it back up. At the new year?
Yeah,
it's
still
fun.
excellent.
It's still such a great game. THC Temple
says
watched on Who'Varted. So we were there. We were together on Who'Varted, which was
wow. Holy hell, THC Temple! My bad.
Real throwback.
Yeah, that's 2018.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus, 6 years ago.
It doesn't feel like 2018 should have been 6 years ago.
It feels like it should have been 106 years ago.
Both 106 and like 1.5.
Yeah, it does have that weird quality of feeling like anything, basically from the year 2015 on.
Looking in the past, there's two distortion fields for me, right? And I think most COVID, of course, duh, and then Trump.
Yes.
Just everything that 2016 and 2017 was like. Just that, both of those.
I don't think there's ever going to be
total time distortion field for me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that the year of 2015, 2016 was such a
like already you're calling 2 years 1 year, so it's, yeah.
But I think in terms of COVID, nothing has been more temporally disorienting to humans than what happened with the pandemic. Like, it is going to permanently have this haze and fugue state in many people's minds of just that whole time period blending together. But it also has this perverse quality of anytime there's an immense amount of change in your life is when your memory is usually at its sharpest, like going through, a new job or a marriage or having a child, or
usually those things are packed with events, going to different places, seeing lots of people, seeing new people.
Right.
Whereas this was all the exact opposite of like going nowhere,
right.
seeing no one.
And it has this freakish quality of both being the most mundane thing. You're at your home 24 hours a day doing the same stupid things over and over again, but at the same time, this immense novelty. Like, normally it's the kind of stuff.
The novelty of boredom.
Right. Well, just the novelty of living in a world where where boredom exists again.
Yeah.
Like the novelty of, I can't go,
of being stuck.
Yes.
Like choices have been eliminated instead of expanded.
Right. But that in itself, a weird novelty.
Yeah.
And so you have both this in your brain, this encouragement to just like jettison all this stuff because it's just all the same mundane day after day rote shit. But at the same time, you're in this like, what is happening? You're in a state of, constant anxiety about the world and COVID and whatever. So you're remembering it all too. So in your brain, it's just this awful morass of like boredom and anxiety at an endless, it's going to be a weird psychic scar for generations, I think.
I'm interested in how that differs or maybe it doesn't differ, could be an interesting hypothesis, for children versus adults. As long as they're school age, I figure before school age, they don't really have a reference.
Well, there are two ways of looking at it. One is just badly, because that is the point in time in life where not just their education, not just the stuff that you would learn in school, but all of the social conditioning one does was all ripped away in a second.
Yeah.
And just gone. And, depending on where you lived, it could have been 6 months to a year and a half of that. So that, we know that the, learning loss was immense and catastrophic. And across all kinds of different barriers, obviously everything's better for rich people, but everybody suffered. Everybody's kids suffered. Some obviously less than others.
We just were hearing the study that came out. It's like on average a half a year.
Yes.
Of actual learning loss.
Yeah,
and maybe that's conservative.
At the same time, kids are far more resilient than old people. I mean, not just in terms of health, but just in terms of
adapting to new things.
Yes. And it's going to be like a wash whether, I don't know if it's a wash. I don't
think we know yet.
Yeah. But there are two forces, on who, my guess is it's going to have been worse for kids. I think it really is going to be not great that we have a generation of kids that are stunted.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Time will tell. But tangent number 2.
Yes.
Bag check. You were sounding a little, you're getting ranty, but I don't even know. Is that the bag? Is that the volcano yet? Talking?
That is definitely the weed. Not having done, again, vape pens for this is all I've been doing now that I'm doing wheats in my retirement.
Semi-retirement.
Yeah.
What else were you doing?
When a truck driver retires, Laura, producer, they don't, want to go drive trucks around the country for their retirement. When I retired from wheats, it was
from edible reviews,
forcible retirement. I like a truck driver. Maybe I'd be out. I'd be happy for to take a drive around the county, not the country, and just for pleasure. So in my retirement, I didn't do the big
showy.
Yeah, and now that I have been hauled back out of retirement, I maybe for my first job I shouldn't have gone from New York to Los Angeles. I should have just gone to Buffalo or something.
Okay. I guess I finally get the metaphor.
Oh, come on, that was a great metaphor.
I'm sorry.
It is a pretty shitty metaphor.
No, I mean, well, like you said, the retirement was sort of forcible.
Yeah.
There, whatever struggles with YouTube.
It was like, they, I could take my retirement benefits early from YouTube, which was
a package.
Yeah, not having my channel totally banned.
I was gonna say, usually, you get a plaque with retirement. Would you ever? But you're not anywhere near to a YouTube plaque. One of the, what is it, 100?
And that's
what do they give plaques for now? Do you know?
What a sign of how far we have fallen, producer. By the way, that you tell us that after your 35th year you get a plaque. It used to be you get a Rolex. That was you'd get a watch. And now they go down to your local trophy store, which probably doesn't exist anymore. They go to
www.localtrophystore.com.
Yeah, or they just go to Google and say, how do I make a trophy? And they pay $27 and one arrives from some factory in 3 days. I assume that is an industry that exists. I don't know if there are custom on-demand trophies. I'm going to make the assumption that there are several businesses that will do that for you.
Several? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a fair yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back, dedicate a little bit of the attention that you can share with us to Chad.
I was pulling that truck horn. Okay, so where were we?
Back to...
Oh, yes, THC Temple. I'd been watching it since Who Guarded. Yes.
Yeah. So that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Awesome.
God.
We already covered...
In THC Temple, still doing a lot of VR. I'm talking more than ever. Even more than when I, had something named for VR.
Way more headsets than we did.
Are there 3 of them in this room?
There's 1, 2...
the other one's right
3.
there. Yeah.
We can point to 3. That counts.
I don't have an Apple Vision Pro, though, so, I'm not that into VR. Or excuse me.
Yeah, clear. That's... Are they
MR, mixed reality.
They're not calling it AR.
Yeah. Spatial computing.
Okay. All right.
Retina display.
Matthew's joining you on the volcano train.
Matthew, welcome back, man. Matthew, I'm almost certain has been with us in the past. Thanks for being back, Matthew. Who says he loves a good 70-30. You're supposed to help me keep track of...
That was way back when we were talking about the pace splits.
Yeah. Hey, one of my best predictions of all time. I'm just going to say this right here, right now. One of my greatest predictions I ever made. And I wish it had been on camera. Maybe there is a live stream where I actually make this. I wouldn't be surprised. I really love making...
You do like making predictions.
Yeah. But I said when Epic released the Epic Game Store, speaking of the years 2018, they had this revenue model where they only took 12% of anybody who was selling something through their store, as opposed to the customary 30% that had been de facto, as far as I know, since Steam. Valve,
So Valve started it, and then Apple...
I can't guarantee it that they were the first to do it, but they're the first that I know of that had this just 70-30, and Steam predates the App Store by depending on when you could, 4 years, I think, maybe
we'll
3.
give it to you.
Yeah. So
We'll take your word for it.
then Apple comes out with the App Store on their second iPhone and has a 70-30 revenue model, and then that's just the way it's done. Everybody just does it. It's just like de facto.
For the honor of being on their digital platform where it takes up no warehouse space,
Yes.
et cetera,
And
30% off.
then good old Tim Sweeney from Epic Games releases Fortnite, which it's the weirdest. We won't get into that rabbit hole. And says, "Hey, we're going to only take 12% of anything that gets published on our store, and also here comes the shots fired. We're still going to make a huge ass profit at 12%." And I was like, "Oh my god!" I think that is going to be the most consequential change in like digital sales ownership. And now we've had several appellate court cases tangentially related. We've had Epic banned from the platforms of Google and Apple until just recently when they've been allowed back in Europe through side loading. You could actually, there is a through line from the fact that now there is side loading of apps allowed in Europe. You can get apps on your iPhone from no longer needing the App Store. It's a crazy thing. I think I never thought would happen. But you could make a through line from that to Epic saying, we're only going to charge 12%. And this fracturing is going to keep happening, I think, going forward as people keep chipping away at it. Because there is no reason that fee needs to be that high. And I think you're going to... Apple is now the one under the gun of the DOJ right now. And part of that is also their, exorbitant fees on things like the App Store. Thank you for that, letting me do that rant. And
yes,
let me give myself a huge, smug pat on the back. Oh, that feels good too. That's where my, but patting yourself on the back feels good. I see why people like to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy, we still have a lot of hellos.
Oh shit, Dead, welcome back, Dead. I hope you.
Pagani.
I've never known how to say it, but Pagani sounds better than anything I've ever said. I mostly just say dead pig, and then I say, how is your uncle? Because he's the gentleman who has a lecherous uncle, let's say, who also likes to come in. They like to do things terrible, illegal, immoral, taboo things to each other. But they also like to watch this together, which I find really sweet.
That is sweet.
Yeah. And thanks for being here, Dad. I hope your uncle is in hell. But I'm also convinced he doesn't exist.
Skater Freak 420.
Welcome back, Skater Freak 420. Long-time fan. Thanks for being here. Fan's the wrong... I didn't mean to say that. That's just some...
Listener. Long-time listener.
Listener.
First-time caller.
What do you call people who just watch... people... I mean... let's just drop this bag, dude. Okay.
Wheat heads.
But yes, Skater, Instagram, owned by Meta.
We got Joe W.
Let's take you back to the year 2011. Is that when they bought them? People thought they were nuts for buying them for...
They paid how much?
$900 million for Instagram.
It's almost $1 billion. Okay.
I mean, Instagram by itself right now is worth... If you could hive it off, at least... you can't.
You can't hive it off.
Yeah, and its brand is also... Facebook has done... Meta.
Yeah.
Let me reinforce my own theses here. Grovel! Holy shit! Grovel and King Yeti. Grovel, man, it's so good to see you. I was so hoping Grovel was going to be here.
That's so
Holy
awesome.
shit.
And confirming THC Temple is Kappa. Of course.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
I knew that. Also, King Yeti, Grobble, so good to see you, man. I got my, not to go over things too much, I should just have an explainer on things like, oh, this is why I'm back for now, on the sidebar, like.
Right, so you don't have to repeat yourself. Well,
Yeah.
Anybody who's really interested can just go back to the start of the live stream.
Wow. Dude, see, that's why she is the producer. Listen to these ideas. Like, that's executive, that's management quality.
You got named Wheatstradamus for your prediction powers.
Well, thank you. That is, of course, a very self-serving sample of my predictions. If I was being...
No, okay, here is a good one. Because I even put it in my phone. Like, that's the thing, is he's throwing out predictions all the time. Mm-hmm. And, then
there's the
then
thing
we
about
have
clocks, broken clocks.
A broken clock is right twice
Yeah.
per day. Okay, yeah.
This is a thing people do, by the way. People would go on Twitter and they would just write out thousands of things.
Oh, like fake things, fake predictions?
Yeah, like Beyonce's, gets pregnant to a new man other than Jay-Z. And they would just, like, leave them on private or whatever on Twitter. And then, if one of those things then happened, they'd be like, look, I called this, when they were just generating chaff,
Oh.
Yes, but that's a fun thing about, if you make a bunch of predictions.
Some of them are going to be right.
Yeah, just statistically. So, give me the ones that I'm wrong about.
Fortunately for you, we usually forget those.
Where to begin?
But I wrote one down because I was skeptical when you were like, we are going to see a Cybertruck. It is going to happen. You were like, it is going to happen in the next few years. And I put it in my reminders app on my phone.
Well, this isn't going to this isn't going to show how bad I am at predicting
No.
things.
I was saying, I don't remember the bad ones. But, I wrote in my reminders app to check. It was, have I seen a Cybertruck? And it was by 2025. And we've seen, like, well, we don't know if it's one Cybertruck that we've seen multiple times. We've seen at least 2 unique Cybertrucks in our neighborhood.
Yes.
We
are not rich.
No.
The Wheats operation, neither the producer nor the talent. It's not a money rich endeavor. But
not with YouTube taking that.
But
30%.
you in Southern California, you are never far from wealth. It's not like where I grew up, where
you're never far from.
I was never close to wealth.
You were, and never far from, the kind of poverty that we don't usually think should be in America.
Yeah. Well, actually, there's more abject poverty here in a total sense than there is where I grew up. In a not a relative sense, not a proportional sense, but in a total sense, there is way more abject, horrendous poverty in Southern California.
Yeah.
Just as a function of number of people.
Yeah, there's a lot more people. There's a lot more people here.
We're talking about functions and stuff. That's not good. It means we need more weed.
Too much math.
I do see a great question. You will get us back. Yes, I will. Let me finish this bag.
Yes.
But I just Kappa THC throwing out just throwing me a softball.
What
how can I not?
Are you like?
How can I not take it? The answer, as I said,
you love them all.
Yeah, and I don't have a Vision Pro not.
So presumably you'd love that the most if you had it.
I don't know. I don't want to immediately say, but probably.
You are enough of an Apple devotee.
Yes.
But
I cannot
holding
in
off for now.
any way, shape, or form believe that it is 7 times better. That's the raw. I mean, I know that's putting it in a weird
Or are
spin
you just doing that based on the price tag?
of the Quest 3. Yes. Which a Quest 3 for the, small storage one is $500. And the Apple Vision Pro is $35. We've all heard these numbers if you're even
Vaguely,
peripherally aware of VR. But the Quest 3 is magnificent. It is so good. And the thing that I am most shocked by is how much I am using and loving the actual mixed reality stuff. I didn't think I was really going to care. Like, I like VR. Like, I like being
being immersed.
Totally
in that
transported. World. But I have played so much fucking 11 table tennis and so much.
Yeah, our living room where we don't really have room for a full table tennis set. Yeah. But you just put the table tennis over the coffee table.
You think, oh, look, trendy office for a media startup. Of course they're going to have a table,
right.
a ping pong table. But we can't fit it in our, trendy downtown LA media studio.
Right.
But what I can fit is my Quest and a table, the full-size ping pong thing that I don't have to move or transport.
Yeah.
It fits just fine. And
it's perfect.
As long as you don't need other bodies in there, or as long as, half of it can be inside of a coffee table, the half that you don't use, it works great. I have probably played, I don't think I played a game of table tennis in completion, and then actual, other than trying to bat it back and forth,
right.
Which I was terrible at before. And now I am competent, genuinely competent at table tennis, having only ever played it in VR.
Ooh, do we need to... But we haven't actually tested that in a real table tennis.
That is correct. Very correct. And a great thing to point out.
But you feel... you just feel like I could walk in and I could play way better than before with the no experience.
Yes. And I do have some experience with rackets in general.
Yeah.
Play racquetball by myself. So I've been playing.
It's not league.
Yeah. And it was fun getting better and just watching yourself visibly, improve, learn how to do it. It's incredible. I have honestly gotten my money's worth out of it playing table tennis. If I would have signed up for a gym, I would have, paid that much in membership fees. I played so much table tennis. That was until about a month ago. A month ago.
Table tennis got replaced.
Yeah, something even worse happened.
Even more surprising.
Yes, even way more surprising.
Way more surprising.
Genuinely surprising to me. I had heard that the beloved and very old VR game, I mean, this is like a first-gen VR title from when we first had touch controllers. This was a title called Thrill of the Fight. It's a boxing simulator. And I heard that they had added a mixed reality mode so that I could box here in the living room, studio, and not worry about breaking the TV, monitoring equipment. So I started doing it, and I have played so much of it. This is a weird thing. I've never in my life felt like I've never gained muscle. I'm in my late 30s. Yes. Late 30s. And I've never had a time where it's I woke up today with more muscle mass than I did before. It's just been a downward slope since birth, or adolescence or whatever.
Yeah, since
I've just been getting weaker,
since high school, baby.
perpetually weaker. But after a couple weeks of boxing, it's like, oh my God, like, my arms feel thicker, which is a weird feeling. I kind of understand why people do it now. That it has stopped briefly because I did injure myself boxing against the literal definition of shadow boxing. Fighting an opponent that wasn't there.
Oh, right.
Shadow boxing in the studio. I twisted my going for a powerful left hook. I mean, I was going to take this son of a bitch down.
It was going to be the end of the fight.
It was going to be the KO on this son of a bitch for sure.
And he's the one you still haven't beat.
Yeah, I've never seen Rocky, but I assume this is exactly how it ends. So I hurt myself fighting somebody, literally beating up the air, and I lost. I did lose to the air, the opponent that doesn't exist. It would look very stupid now that I think about it, but
that one moment, if you could see that losing
and whimpering after, going hurting myself. Fighting literal nothing. But that's,
man.
In case you guys were wondering why I'm swole now, that's why. I'm supposed to finish this.
Yeah. You're supposed to finish this, and then let's see. Is this has?
Oh, it probably went to sleep. No, it's good.
I just hit it.
Okay, so we gotta wait for it to heat back up, and then we'll get our second bag.
We're at 305 on 390.
Oh, and then we dedicate bags. I have to dedicate this bag though to my boy Grovel. The first bag that I remember to dedicate, because Grovel has been with us. I mean, well, Kappa has actually been with us since Hoovar, but Grovel's my
live stream bro.
Yeah, and this bag that will be maybe the end of me. Grovel, my death may be in your honor. Actually, not death. I'm so excited. I get to go see a re-release
double feature.
Yes,
we're doing double feature night. Wednesday night, double feature.
And truly one of my favorite movies. I would say, I don't know. It's way up there.
It goes well with VR.
Yeah.
And just all the things you like to talk about.
AI.
Yeah, more AI. Which was a question that I think I missed.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to go back here.
Yeah, it was. What do you think of our? That was Kappa. What do you think of our constantly evolving, soon to be AI overlords?
Let's get to that in a second. Kappa.
Maybe
the next bag that may not happen will be for you. And your excellent question. But the movie we're going to go see is Ex Machina, the first movie written, not the first movie written, but the first movie directed by Alex Garland.
Your director also of
Annihilation.
Annihilation. We have the book back there.
Truly one of the greatest. I mean, he lives in a world where Denny, please say his last name for me.
Villeneuve.
Thank you. Exists. So he will always be, the second best, is however high he can ever achieve. But living in his shadow that's a fine place to be.
That's a fucking big shadow.
Yeah, it's in Denny's shadow. It's not shadow. I was gonna say it's shade, but then we co-opted that term to mean but I meant it in the friendly way, like it's cool under here.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool in the shade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, maybe I get another pat on the back for that one. Bag time. So I get to see Ex Machina again. I think it was my favorite movie of 2015. Is that when it came out? A true masterpiece. all about artificial intelligence, but artificial intelligence in the way we used to think of AI, are very quaint notions of AI that, they would be vaguely humanistic in some way, often paired with robotics. That is the vision of Ex Machina. Now, of course, AI is a real broad term, but I get to see it again it's being re-released in theaters for one night only, and I am super, super, incredibly, mega pumped to go see that in theaters. And before that, we get to go see, what's the name? I can't ever remember this title. The Devil
Night, Late Night with the Devil?
Holy shit! Double AI, triple AI, thread, crossover, segue. It has that whole AI controversy itself. Like, their AI...
because there's like 3 images that they used AI to help generate the images. And then people were like, why are you taking jobs from artists?
Yes.
But they didn't take jobs from artists. They just, like, 3 individual images they
I zoomed this in.
generated. Oh no.
Watch this, though.
Watch this, though.
This is where the future happens. We have
Zoom out.
remote monitoring.
Hey, look at that.
It's not working. It presume. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Look at that. That's technology. They got that on the computer now.
I don't think they said hi to Bradley Fouch.
Well, hello, Mr. Fouch. I'm sorry I missed you. Thanks for being here. I'm going to blame that one on the producer. Not because it's her fault, but because...
like 18 minutes behind on chat.
And it's not even the volume of messages coming in. It's just the degree and...
And sort of, trying to thread the needle of from rant to
back to AI.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, so
back to AI. And that's the theme for this bag.
Yes.
That you're
no, this is Grovel's bag.
Oh, this is Grovel's bag. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you're hiding it, though. Are you actually going to do it?
Grovel, thanks for being here, man. I'm sorry I haven't talked with you in a year. I've missed you. I mean, that's like... I missed streaming, and I would think, man, I love playing Splatoon, hanging out with Grovel, all our other bros, but I'm so glad to be back. I hope it sticks around this time. We'll all see. Who knows why I'm here to begin with. But before we get existential, let's do this bag for our buddy Grovel, or the very beginning of it.
Yeah. A portion of it.
I have 2 movies to get to. And one of them has AI images in the movie, which has caused a minor controversy. Although, I clearly remember seeing AI images in True Detective Night Country.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't remember that generating
It seems like an HBO show should have plenty...
Yeah.
There was plenty of people are just too distracted by the lesbians.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jodie Foster, as a middle-aged lesbian, still really brings it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Jodie Foster brings it whenever and wherever.
Oh, and Jodie Foster is a middle-aged lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where. Somewhere, somebody writing something on the internet did redub the show True Detective Night Country. They dubbed it to True Detective: Cold Lesbians, which I do think is a perfect retitling.
Yeah, but I was gonna say they warm up by the end, but not really. I think what a perfect legacy from the first season of True Detective. I got to get back to this AI thing. A really fun, intense, interesting, intriguing 5 episodes followed by a mildly disappointing finale that endeavors to, instead of answering questions that people clearly want to know or explanations for things, trying to turn it more metaphysical and not quite pulling it off in both version. But I still really like them both. I would watch Jodie Foster be a cold lesbian in anything. National treasure, Jodie Foster.
Truly.
We watched The Inside Man after that.
Yeah.
Get our Jodie Foster fix. And if you've never seen The Inside Man, what a great movie. Spike Jonze is... This is the kind of stuff you really got to stop me from doing.
I will put a pin in that. Inside Man, yes. I will bring in my little tangent, which is I'm a newsletter reader. I'm just like addicted freaking, Substack. One of my favorites, if I haven't gotten this wrong or switched up in my brain because I have way too many newsletters in my inbox, but I think it's Reed Max, that I love all of his like takes on culture and internet stuff, and he has a great list of what he calls dad thrillers.
Ooh.
And which, feature a lot of like 90s stuff with Harrison Ford, and we have worked through some of those, like just as we've been watching on streaming. Like we got what was the great 9/11 one? State of the...
Wait, you're talking about the not 9/11?
The not 9/11 one. The one that felt like it predicted 9/11 a little bit.
Our Tony Scott
Our
movie?
Tony Scott movie.
With good old Will and...
yes.
Enemy of the State?
Enemy of the State.
I mean, Gene Hackman is dad thriller. I mean, he is Mr. Dad Thriller.
Top tier Mr. Dad Thriller, yeah.
God, yeah, that was, I mean, Tony Scott, gone too soon.
Pour one out.
Enemy of the State, yeah, I forgot about that. An underrated movie now, like so many of Tony Scott's movies were. Dad thrillers.
Boy, I didn't mean to create a new tangent. I mean, I did.
Yeah.
I took my own little tangent, but we could go there forever.
Yeah. And while I am not a dad in the sense that I've made any spawn, I am a dad in bod.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can watch dad thrillers and understand them on some more primal level.
I mean, obviously you don't have to be a dad to enjoy a dad thriller.
See, this also feels very similar to that project from a great writer, Jamel Bowie, that I know, who collated, collected, blogged about all of the 90s thrillers.
Okay, yeah, there's
Venn-diagram
definitely
of dad thriller
some...
to 90s political thrillers. I think it was specifically.
Okay, 90s political thrillers. There's definitely going to be a Venn diagram overlap.
Yeah.
High percent on those.
There's going to be some John Grisham's in the middle of those. There's going to be some Tom Clancy's in those.
Yeah.
I really know his name is Clancy, but it's one of those. It's a Tim Apple for me. There's Tim Cook will always be Tim Apple. It's just further change.
Yeah.
To me, Tom Clancy will always be Tom Clancy. Is
that from a video game?
Ubisoft press conference from E3 in the late aughts, early teens, where they hired the worst presenter, Mr. Caffeine, I think his name is. I'm pretty sure his name is maybe Mr. Caffeine. And because 80% of what...
Doodly doop.
Yes, there he is. 80% of what Ubisoft, that's actually how you say it. We know that now. That is one thing we have learned in the past year. Definitively. He had to say the name Tom Clancy a bajillion times because that's all they have. But he mispronounced it and would say it Tom Clancy.
As
how of all the names that you could, how do you butcher what you're going to be saying Tom Clancy more than in that press conference. I mean, you're going to drop it more than articles. Any article, A's, ands, these, all of them. You're going to say Tom Clancy. How did somebody go, hey, dude?
Because surely, there was a rehearsal where somebody else would have heard him say Tom Clancy.
Yeah. And but no. And so for me, this point forward, he's in my mind just always Tom Clancy. Ooh. That guy got paid probably 6 figures to embarrass the company.
And himself, presumably.
I mean, but one thing we have learned, that only actually makes his value higher.
Ugh. Okay, back to chat a little bit. I did.
Thank you.
Bradley Fouch, also a fan of the same Rockstar energy drink.
Which, thank you, I always forget to drink.
You need to hydrate.
These vocal cords are gonna go pretty soon. If I, remember from past.
Yeah.
I'm 11 months out of date.
You did get accused of some Chris Stapleton vibes. Do you know who Chris Stapleton is?
Lead singer of...
No,
I'm not cheating.
He's just his own thing.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He's a person? But he was a musician.
He is a musician.
Oh, he's got a lot of hair.
Very famous country music singer.
Wow. I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
I wish... I need product.
Well, you've been using your beard... What is it? Beard salve? Beard balm? Beard...
Yeah, for the alliteration.
Yeah, for the alliteration. Okay.
Do it for the alliteration.
And while we're on the music theme...
Yes.
This was a very long time ago. Zach, if you're still with us.
Sorry, Zach.
T asked... Always wanted to ask. You are a weed guy for sure. So are you also a Grateful Dead Deadhead, a fan of the Allman Brothers, Tedeschi Trucks Band, if I said that right, and Fish?
Great questions all, Zach. Sorry, my total bad. We have forgotten to say hi up until this point. I hope you're still here. Great questions.
And an easy answer.
No to all. Not for any... I'm not actively hostile to them.
Well, maybe Fish.
We did... There was a Fish show. Do you remember walking through a Fish crowd in downtown East Tennessee, or downtown Knoxville, in like the year 2010?
Are you confusing it with the there's one that's like Fish that's in Knoxville. It's what are they called? But they are sort of like Fish style jam band.
I think it was it?
I can't think of their names. But they always would come through Knoxville. They might even be like from Tennessee.
So yes,
anyways.
I am a huge Fish fan.
Oh, you zoomed in again.
To answer his question, yes. Obviously a big fan of Fish. You can hit to... Oh, wow. I'm making it go real nuts. Wait, I've got the power. I'm like...
You've got the power.
I've got the power. No hate towards any of those musicians or...
My deepest relationship with Grateful Dead, and I think you share this, is just loving the ending to Freaks and Geeks where Lindsay Weir just like hops on the like groupie van.
She was going to go be a Deadhead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Freaks and Geeks. Yeah. That is about my extent. I thought you were going to, of course, just say Cherry Garcia.
Oh.
But,
you don't even you wouldn't care for cherries in your...
No, and I do not enjoy puns.
Such a lie. And Fish fan is spelled with P-A... Obviously. A Fish fan. You spell A-P-A. Okay.
Amazing.
Okay,
I had not seen that.
Just, do you have a favorite music to listen to when you get high? I don't think you have that relationship with music.
I won't do... I won't do the evolution pose that I've...
Do it.
All right, I will. That's all it took.
I'll give you some space. Here we go.
I have evolved beyond music. No, that's such a terrible thing to say. I don't listen to as much music as I did when I was younger. I don't listen to much music I don't, I really hate this about myself. It's not a thing that I am proud of in any way, shape, or form. When I do engage with the music, I rarely engage with something that isn't already somewhat familiar to me, meaning a band that I already like with new stuff or whatever. I don't know why that is. I think it is because, though, if I had to guess, it's that if I'm going to be listening to something, I just much prefer listening to... I listen to audiobooks all the time, and I have no problem even multitasking listening to audiobooks. So if I ever am doing something where audio is going to be piped to me, it is most often a book, and it's just become conditioning at this point, I think. But if I had to pick some music to go with me, if I'm super baked like I am right now, it would definitely be Rafi's Banana Phone on repeat, nonstop. Ring-a-ding-a-ding!
Well, yeah, when you're this high.
Banana Phone is it is a great song. And I won't hear any...
Should we play it?
If we want to get this stream kicked off the internet...
Oh...
We,
right.
Yeah.
We would have a copyright strike.
And Rafi is apparently really, really... He's like Lars from Metallica. He is incredibly litigious.
Okay, yeah.
Rafi is... He'll get... So Rafi will get your ass. Okay, where are we? Shit.
We did have and we also we didn't say hi to RH.
Hello, RH. Thanks for being here.
RH introduced themselves as, "It is I, the Son of the Lord Jesus Christ."
Wait.
Jesus Christ is the Son of God. I am the Son of the Lord. So you're the grandson of God?
And are you still yourself?
Ooh.
If Jesus has a baby, is the baby still Jesus? Like, because I can't get into Trinity stuff. I can't do the Trinity. I'm not a Trinity guy.
Well, speaking of threes, THC Temple asked, have you read or watched Three Body Problem on Netflix?
It is on my immediate to-do list. The only thing that is keeping me from actually watching the show immediately, which I am super interested in, is I meant to read the books before this all went down, and I just never got around to them. I am almost certain I would love them, knowing what little bit I know about them. More than a little bit, I know sort of the vague plot of the first one, or what the instigating action is or whatever, and how VR is also instrumental to it. But I didn't read Snow Crash until 2020, so, reading and listening to things that are right up my alley are, being late to the party is par for the course.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm very excited to watch the show. I've heard great things.
Are you gonna hold off till you read it?
No, I think I'm just gonna watch the show. Yeah,
you just gotta watch it.
Yeah,
you can read it after. Excuse me.
Yes, but I'm super excited, and I have been reading a lot of sci-fi. Recently a lot of it actually. I just never managed to get it up on the queue or on the top of the list. But I am so glad people are talking about the three-body problem writ large, which is a really fun, the actual three-body problem in chaos theory and all that stuff. Is hearing about the three-body problem for the first time, it's like, wait, what? How is that true? You mean you put three things in motion relative to each other, and almost immediately you can't predict the motion of any of those objects? Because the process is so chaotic so quickly. It is truly fascinating. I don't have any idea how that will relate to the plot of the book, unless maybe aliens have computers so powerful that they can crunch things to the 100,000th decimal place, which maybe that's what the plot of the book is. That's great. I would watch that show. That'd be a good show.
Number crunchers?
Yeah. Alien number crunching.
Zach's still with us. So Zach didn't get to hear your answer.
Oh, dope.
That's good.
Thanks, man.
At least we closed that loop.
Yeah. My pleasure, Zach. And I hope you are enjoying your Allman Brothers, your fish. I didn't recognize the name of the last band.
Tedeschi Trucks.
Okay, that Tedeschi Trucks sounds vaguely familiar, but...
I think, yeah. I mean, it's the same genre.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've actually ever listened to a specific song from them. But I definitely know their name.
Yeah.
You have a concert poster right behind you.
I mean, it is...
Half concert.
Yes.
Half concert,
Well,
half comedy.
And there are more concert memorabilia.
There's one
strewn
other.
about.
There's Jason Isbell.
Yeah.
I just say he's not really a jammer, but he does. I mean, God, they're just all such good musicians. So that's one of the most recent concerts you've been to. It's not that you've totally abandoned music.
Oh, I said what I said to be maximally smug and offensive. It's not something I truly believe at all. I wish that I still had the same attachment to music as I did when I was younger, and that I wish that I, tried to expand my musical tastes and horizons.
It's a very common symptom that a lot of people hit their 30s or marriage or their career, whatever,
notoriously so.
Yeah, they just stop consuming new music.
And I don't. I mean, that is something that I, consciously would have wanted to push back on, but I don't know if this is a difference. I mean, this is just cutting myself some slack, and
that's okay.
Yeah, but I'm just not engaging with music really at all
in general.
Yeah, not that it's just like, all right. It does mostly tend to that I have listened to new things.
You're just too busy listening to podcasts and audiobooks.
Yes, and just fucking about. Yeah.
Or Rafi.
Yeah, Banana Phone. If I'm listening to music, it's Banana Phone.
No, dude.
I could listen to Banana Phone all day, though.
I'm so sad we can't play it on the stream.
I am, too. I don't know where this Banana Phone obsession came from.
You've always had it.
Yeah, but it's back
at least
and forth.
as long as I've known you.
Yeah. It's back and forth recently.
I
mean, other than the fact that it's an excellent song and perennial, and everybody should love Rafi, who will get your ass, though. Very litigious.
Lovable and litigious.
Yeah. He's known as the Shel Silverstein of... I don't know if I don't know where I was gonna impugn Shel Silverstein as also
do that.
Yeah, that wasn't a wise idea. Maybe he was an asshole in real life, though.
No, I don't think that's at all.
Shit. Fuck Dr. Seuss, though. He was a piece of shit. We know that about him.
Mr.
Theodore
Geisel?
Geisel? I think it's Geisel. Teddy Geisel.
Right. Teddy Geisel.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit. And that's the point I was trying to make all along with that, is fuck Dr. Seuss. Get me back to
get you back.
Yeah,
all
this is grovel. We're making progress in this bag. Let's do a big one here.
Yeah. Come on.
So going forward, no, let's not talk about going forward.
No.
Let's live in the moment.
Late 20s, and I let Apple push new music to me, but it's like based on what I already listened to. So it's like the new music from the artists I already listened to. Right, like I just found there's a new album from Waxahachie.
I wonder if you're an Apple Music subscriber and not a Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify, it's been found out, uses these esoteric tags, like tens of thousands of them, for these micro genres, which is how they do their apparently incredible recommendations algorithm. I would love to see you know, if you had put yours in.
Can you see what the tags are?
Somebody has found a way to, like, reverse engineer or something where...
And, like, see the actual, like, oh, this is what this tag would be called.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, I think my tag...
Just make them up. What?
Yeah,
Give us,
yeah.
like, a forward tag.
It's like, lyric-driven singer-songwriter with blends of country, rock, and bluegrass, and...
Is this your tag?
Well, you told me there's like tens of thousands of the tags.
Well, I'll give you an example. I think they're...
Oh, they like it would be that, but with a nice little packaged name.
Yes, but it would be, much crunchier than that.
Crunchier. Conciser.
Yes, but also weirder. Like, let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
No, this is a tangent. This. I mean, while you're queuing this up, I will see if I can find them. Spotify. What were they? These were the genre.
Zach, thanks for joining. Safe trip home. Get home safe. Good thing the work day is over.
Oh, Zach, thanks for hanging out, man. I'm not finding my Spotify thing here.
I'd heard of it.
Yeah.
We know it's a thing.
THC says, what AI are you into, and what have you been messing around with? Honestly, I have not really messed with much of the generative AI myself. Like, I don't have I am not a hater. I think people would probably have pinned me on, like, there's
enthusiast or
no, actually the opposite, a skeptic.
Somebody with strong feelings, one way or the other.
Yes.
If you're not going to be an enthusiast, then you must be a skeptic.
I mean, the reasoning that many people have for their disgust and distaste for generative AI, which is that it will you fix our camera again? I'm so sorry. Oh, that's on me.
Well, you can hand this to me if that helps.
Oh, please. Just you can have it.
I can just have it.
I should have had you have the boards all along.
Oh god, overcorrected.
Well, there's a 3D printer there.
Yeah, the space kind of updated.
I had that before. Anyways, generative AIs.
Yeah, you did the.
I do think all the criticisms that it will eventually put lots of people out of work are largely valid and true and all worrying. But that has been true for all of human history, and the current economic models are so insufferable for so many people that I'm not trying to be an accelerationist by this, but like something that puts more pressures on the system to have major economic reforms, things like universal basic income, would happen from a lot of people losing their jobs very quickly, which is maybe...
instead of some people losing their jobs very gradually.
And just everything for everyone other than...
Which it kind of already is.
Yes, that absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
There's, globalization, of course.
But I just mean living standards for people are degrading in a lot of ways, and the expectations for how much of your days should be spent revolved around productive labor, whatever, are ever increasing, and
stratifying.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's getting better for a very small group of people, but so I don't think that the argument purely that like, oh, it's going to be economically destructive, that it's going to be, what's the economic term? Creative destruction. There's going to be a lot of creative destruction because of AI, that we should stop it is totally valid, because, I mean, I get it, but I do also think that it is, why are we trying to preserve a system right now that isn't really worth preserving? And this is not my argument for why we should have AI, is that it will put people out of a job. Not at all. I don't want that to be construed. I do think that is a terrible side effect and is absolutely very possible and honestly is happening right now by other names. Like, I think there's a very good argument to be made that the massive amount of layoffs that have hit the video game industry over the past 6 months and are now accelerating, which are, the reasons that they give are, business climate reasons, production costs, uncertain market environments, all of these things is only partially true. I do think some of the insane reductions in labor that we've seen in things like video games are already...
And tech companies?
And tech companies, yes.
I mean...
yes, for sure.
Very similar...
Are...
workforces.
Partly as a result of forecasting about AI. Like, we think we can get by with a reduction in staff because the tools will be so much better in 2 years or a year that we can predict that it won't...
We don't need them.
Yeah, or we won't need them in a short amount of time. And that this way, it doesn't look like they're firing them because of AI.
So then they can start using AI after the layoffs.
Right,
Instead of if they had done it, I'm sure they're using AI in some forms, but to whatever extent.
But they can blame it on something else right now and get away with it.
Right.
So I think a lot of the layoffs that we are seeing in, I'm using video games, but the tech sector writ large, some of the tech sector, though, really was like, just
they had overhired
from the pandemic, yes. But I do think a non-significant chunk even there is looking out a couple years in the future and saying, oh, we really do think the tools will be good enough to get rid of some people. Let's do it now and not get blamed for it, doing the exact same thing we would have done now 2 years in the future. It's one of these ironic things because, like, actually they just impoverish people or make people worse off now for the same reason that they're going to do in 2 years. Instead of giving them 2 extra years of employment, but now it's like not seen as, oh, well, it just makes business sense. Whereas 2 years from now it'd be a PR nightmare or whatever. I think there's some savvy shit like that happening. So I do think AI is already actually
costing people jobs.
Yes, even though we're not labeling it as such. And even if it isn't, doesn't mean that the AI is good enough now. Like, this is people saying, we think it will be.
I mean, if you see how much it's progressed in just 1 year.
Yeah. So what my whole point also being, I'm not that scared of it. I think actually all the image generators, all of that stuff are really very cool and useful and interesting and going to produce a lot of fascinating, great things from people. Is it possible that the downsides are going to... Yeah. I mean, we're already seeing loads of old people being scammed on Facebook by generative AI images. I mean, just... There's a whole lost generation that are going to just be...
I mean, they were already getting... They're the same people who were getting scammed by people before that.
Right, but...
I guess
the scale of what you can do with
AI,
can take people out.
It allows them to do it at a much larger scale.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great, terrible point.
And, I mean, just...
And these things are... So, all these downsides that you're talking about, if the companies, like, if Facebook would, take some responsibility, they probably could do... I mean, I'd not no expectations that Meta, is your point, would be able to control these things completely, but when things are clearly scams, like, they should be able to shut them down and help prevent, further harm. I know that it's like a whack-a-mole game, but anyways, the companies themselves and our political system could take steps to help mitigate the downsides, but it does not seem like in any way, either from the private or public side, that anybody's really willing to or equipped to.
Yeah. I don't know how much they can do because the tools are advancing way faster than any ability to detect, like, the things are out, like, whatever it is that you could, theoretically, if you could come up with some kind of foolproof way of detecting something as an AI image generated piece, like a picture is AI generated, which I don't think that there is anything right now that exists that can definitively say, whether an image, like, yes, you can look at pixels and things like that, but, it's already to the point where things can be so, the facsimile between the real and the fake are so good, the resolution is so great that you can't really know. But even if you could, if somebody could come up with a flawless, like, oh, this paper was generated by this model, this text was generated by the Anthropic LLM, if that existed, which it doesn't,
right,
tomorrow it would be out of date.
Yeah, I guess it would still be, like, human-based moderation, but I feel like...
But humans are already being fooled.
Yeah.
Even,
Yeah.
And it's not like the social media companies are raring and ready to hire more human moderators to do things.
They got rid of them all. Oh.
That being said, it's so cool to make, like,
Mega!
Holy shit! Welcome, Mega. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Speaking of old friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mega says, old people will believe what Trump tells them to believe. AI pales in comparison to politics and selective ignorance. Excellent, stunning point by Mega64. Yes, you don't need AI to fool people who want to be deceived. It doesn't take a sophisticated Chat GPT 4.5 turbo using an LLM trained on over 45 trillion lines of individual images to want to make you buy a Trump NFT card. Like, it's just, it's a great point. But what does it do to the people on the margin, Mega64? Like,
and the same point that you already made, that, like, the scale at which it can become a personalized text message or whatever is just huge.
Well, that was a depressing sort of turn.
That was like, should we just call that, like, 2 rants worth?
Yeah, but back to the very...
Bag check.
Yes, bag check. Let's finish it.
Can you...
AI is awesome. It's so cool to be able to type something into your Copilot on your Windows 11 and say, make me an image of Spiro Agnew. I can't remember what I tried. Doing anything, and the image model saying, that is too controversial of something. Please come up with a different prompt. And realizing that Spiro Agnew is too controversial for the one model I've tried, and that was about my extent.
That's serious, yeah.
I was trying to make, I don't even remember what I was having him do. But then I just tried, like, Spiro Agnew on a hill, and it's like, we have this phrase, something.
Still too controversial.
Yeah.
So just Spiro Agnew anything.
Yeah.
That one's flagged.
Too feisty for Microsoft's own AI. Which, did you guys know that if you have Windows 11, you have a very good, very powerful, it's got its own little key. I think it's that, wait, now I'm turning myself into, it's on the side, sorry, it's in the taskbar, it's on the far side.
This guy?
Yes.
Oh, there.
Oh, I did also try to have it make a movie poster for the novel Blood Meridian, but starring Taylor Lautner and John Mayer for some reason. I literally don't know why I did that, but
Maybe you were high.
I was probably high. That seems like the only reason one would want a Blood Meridian poster starring Taylor Lautner and John Mayer. Have you ever read Blood Meridian, which I have? I don't know which one Taylor Lautner was supposed to be, and I'm going to say John Mayer's the judge.
Oh, it does. It says John Mayer as the judge.
Yes, okay, all right,
Taylor
yeah.
Lautner as the kid.
I take it back. I'm pretty smart, savvy when I'm high. John Mayer would make an excellent judge. Do yourself a favor, Google Blood Meridian, Google the judge, and when you read those things that you read, you think to yourself, I guarantee you John Mayer's mind's going to flash in your face. But also his mind.
Did you see that the Devon model,
Achieved.
THC asks, achieved 14% GitHub public issue resolution compared to Claude 2's 5%?
No, and THC Temple, I don't know what the GitHub public issue.
GitHub is like a public place for code, right?
Yes.
So it's a public place for issues.
Public. GitHub, now also owned by Microsoft.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure they bought GitHub, right? Microsoft owns GitHub. They don't own just LinkedIn. Which, that seems like some antitrust shit to me, by the way. Am I crazy? Maybe you should Google Plus with Microsoft, like, instead of just,
Wikipedia.
Parent, Microsoft. Yes, GitHub also owned by Microsoft. Believe it or not,
Wow.
if you're like me and you spend 80% of your day on LinkedIn and GitHub, I'm a Microsoft guy. I'm a Microsoft guy. I love my, I long live the Zune. Long live the Zune. And the Xbox. They're never getting rid of that. But
And Teams.
THC Temple. Teams, yeah. Fuck Slack. I don't know what the GitHub public issue resolution is. I can't wait to read about it. But I did hear, though, THC Temple, that just today, Claude 3, which Claude is Anthropic's AI model. It's the dumbest fucking name. Claude. It's literally called Claude. Is now beats ChatGPT-4 at like the human issued tests or whatever. That it is.
Why is it named Claude?
Because you'll never forget.
Oh.
Yeah, so Claude is now, I think, the best of the bots. For the moment, I'm sure OpenAI is about to unleash hell with ChatGPT 5 later this year. Also, last AI thing, then we gotta move on. I think Sora is the beginning of the real holy shit. Sora being their new video generation thing, which is actually so much more insane why Sora exists and what their ambition is for than just like, it's about like whole world generation and modeling, and it is so much bigger than just unbelievably impressive video clips animated by an AI bot. It is what is happening in the background and why they developed it. That, I mean, since DALL-E, since like the first image generator, Sora is, I think, going to be the thing that, and it comes out later this year too, that's going to be like, buckle up, things are about to change. And things really have changed. Like, since we're just not good at scale, like, and expanded time horizons, I think you see a lot of people already saying like, oh, AI is a bust, it doesn't seem to do anything. That's a lack of perception. It's already everywhere, already doing things, already inserted itself in so many small and big places.
And that's part of its success, is all the places where you don't even know it is.
Yes. I have a prediction on record at some point that, like, from last year, that within the next 2 years, we will have found out that something that we had all previously thought of as real in some sense will have been totally unreal and have fooled the public for the entire duration.
There was that, like, CEO statement that then the next day they're like, oh, this was all done via AI. Or did I dream this?
I mean, that may have happened, but I can't.
But
yeah,
kind of similar feel.
Yeah, and we're also right on the verge. I mean, coming out in weeks are going to be the very first. My money is not on these. Like, I'm a gadget guy. I love cool toys and gizmos, and I can't yet see how these would be useful, but I would love to be proven wrong. We are right on the cusp of the wearable AI gadget that you have on you at all times being out. There's the first one, the one that was secretive for so long. What is it called? The something pin that you clip to your shirt, and it just has a camera broadcasting all the time. What is the name of it? It's made by the two Apple people. It's a weird little thing. That comes out very soon. And then there was the just announced and imminently to be released Rabbit R1.
Is it Humane?
Yes, Humane. Their AI pin.
AI pin. So it's these guys who left Apple and made it?
Yes. And it's a little pin that
Nice.
you clip to your shirt that just has a fucking laser projector that, like, in case you need to read something, it projects messages onto your hand. Fucking cool. I love shit like that. But, it's just like...
Also, like, they're claiming, like, language translation?
Yes, live language translation, live image recognition. You say, Humane, what is this? It tells you what it is. I don't actually think that's useful, though, and I don't think people will do it. We
barely use our... Well, we won't name our...
Yes.
Our Apple assistants.
Yes.
And,
yes, great point.
I mean, we were pioneers with Xbox Bing Bong Bing.
Oh, yes. Big Xbox Bing Bong Bing. Remember, what a delightful phrase. Good old Kinect. When you would want your Xbox to...
Actually be your TV and your Skype and your...
Xbox, bing me the weather in Knoxville, Tennessee. And take 3 minutes to do it when I could either pull my phone out and see it immediately, turn on the television, switch to the weather channel, wait till the local weather comes on, and still get the answer fast enough. But this is coming from a man who had Hey You Pikachu on the N64, which is the game where you talk to Pikachu with a microphone, and it didn't work at all, so I'm not one to talk. Literally. I am. Anthony, good to see you, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta say hello, and you gotta, back check. Come on, don't hide it.
Oh, yes.
You're working on it. Nursing it. Can you make it to one more bag?
I got one more bag in me.
It's not in you yet.
One more bag, and then I gotta tap out for my voice and to go see this double feature.
Okay.
But we'll hang out for a while still. It's going to take me a while to get through this bag, but...
It's actually...
Oh, is it off? It probably went to sleep.
Yes, it is not warm yet.
Thank you for catching that. Producer. Round of applause for the producer, everybody. She is incredible. Look at how much, having her here on the boards.
Boy, really, we got through stuff so efficiently.
Yeah. And, I mean, she is just a maestro with the knobs and the...
We're being sarcastic.
Are we?
Are we? Wait.
Yes.
You also get to say hello to Joey.
Joey, good to see you back. I hope. Thanks for being here. Where are we at on this?
I think We have a little while, actually.
You know what?
270.
I take it back. AI fucking sucks. It's the reason we can't see this volcano now, because I keep raising my hand, which gets my smart...
Big Popo!
Hey, buddy. Good to see you, man. Big Popo on Twitch. One of our old Splatoon MVPs. Thanks for being here.
I'm actually very grateful to see... We hadn't had a Twitch comment in a while, which gave me a little, like... I mean, there would be no reason that it would not be streaming on Twitch anymore.
No,
but
yeah, Twitch is...
It's just good to hear.
We prefer... we're Jeff Bezos fanboys here.
What is this and where have you been? I very unhelpfully earlier, I was like, oh, if anybody wants to hear the rant again, they could just go to the beginning of the stream.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. That was over an hour ago. Okay. Just 15-second version.
Yeah. Basically, I randomly, if you remember, oh shit, wow, I'm back because I got an email from YouTube saying, hey, your account its restrictions have been lifted. I don't know why, but that was like a month, 6 weeks ago, and then another thing happened, and then an opportunity presented itself, and I was like, I'd love to come stream and hang out with our good buddy, Big Popo. Big Popo. We still don't know. Years later, we still don't know if it's Popo or Popo, but we know we're still big fans either way.
It's spelled Popo. I think that was, that was like 40 seconds. So we'll call it there.
That's pretty good for me. I'm going to take that. Uninspired says, where does Mario Wonder rank amongst 2D Mario games?
Oh, boy.
Great question.
Yeah. Perfect question from the past year. Perfect question for you.
I have beaten Mario Wonder.
We're at 390.
I don't know whether... I think Mario Wonder... Okay, I'm gonna say it. I preferred Mario Odyssey to Mario Wonder. I do think that those standout stages and moments from Wonder, the musical stages, for example, are so incredible and wonderful and delightful and things you want to, like, show people. It's like, look how amazing this is. But I loved it. I absolutely beat it.
Easy answer.
It isn't still my favorite 2D Mario. It's probably my third favorite 2D Mario. I'm still gonna say the all-time reigning champs are better of Super Mario World and Super Mario Brothers 3. But it is so much better. It is leagues better than any of the new Super Mario Brothers games, which I didn't finish maybe the last couple. Which is weird, to kind of not want to finish a Mario game, but the new Super Mario Brothers formula had gotten very stale. They weren't packing it full of new Nintendo ideas. So I think Wonder is an incredible return to form for 2D Mario, but I'm ultimately still a 3D Mario guy, and Mario Odyssey was maybe the best 3D Mario. So you're comparing, great question. Mario Wonder, incredible, but not the best 2D Mario, despite what we might have heard. And the Super Mario Brothers movie isn't great. Let's just get one more spicy take out there. Wow, the dogs very much got upset with that. They huge Chris Pratt fans. They were like, did you not hear that Peaches song? How could you be disappointed by the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Jack Black as Bowser, come on.
Jack Black is going to be Claptrap in the Borderlands movie.
Right.
He is going to be Steve in the Minecraft movie.
He's become a little Chris Pratt himself.
Yeah, and I think I heard something else more than Chris. I mean, he is now synonymous with the biggest franchises in video games. Like, he is going to be the Minecraft guy.
He's gonna be Steve.
I mean, Minecraft is the most successful video game IP of all time.
Yeah, wow.
And, yeah.
Soon to be followed by Fortnite.
Yes, I mean, none of these things are definitive because they're all.
Depends on how you count.
Yes.
Are you counting by like minutes played, joy dispersed? How do you quantify that? Skins bought, dollars generated, toys sold.
I mean, if you just want to go by impact, you could then go back to Mario to say that, oh, without a Super Mario Brothers, there might not be a modern video game industry, so maybe it has to be. But I think in terms of actual maybe units sold for an individual title, and then what will be lasting impact, we are just now beginning to see them, and it is just starting. Like, be prepared if you don't like crafting games, if you're not into like the survival crafting stuff, it's going to be a rough 15 years for you because we are just in the beginning of people who grew up playing nothing but Minecraft making video games, and they are making some great, incredible stuff, but we are in the beginning stages, not the end, of Minecraftification of the video games writ large. Like, now it's people making Minecraft things that are like, oh, this looks successful and cool, let's make something like Minecraft. But you're very soon going to have people who are like, I played Minecraft
my whole life.
Yeah.
Since I was a baby.
That is what video games are to me. And they're going to be making games. And I don't think we really understand just how influential Minecraft is or will be. It's huge. I don't think I've played more than 12 minutes of it on iOS when it first came out. I mean, I understand it, but what it is, but I've never engaged with it.
Oh, Anthony Ramos has a great question. I don't think you even addressed it earlier in the stream, but since he was late to the stream, what is in the volcano? He has a nice mimosa sugar.
It has the dumbest...
Dipping into a sour diesel sand.
It's like...
Go grab the bag. You can make fun of it.
I think I've got it. And it might even be worse. It's, one of these many hybrid names that have gotten really out of hand. It's like...
Make up your guess on it.
Blue raspberry slushy with a Z, because the Z thing has become, seemed to... How close did I get?
It's a different fruit.
Oh, a different fruit.
Just cherry.
Oh, just cherry. Slushy.
Yeah, but you were totally right about the...
Cherry slushy. It's not enough just to be a weed named for a cherry slushy. That's pretty far out and cool to begin with. But then they just... You can't replace an S and an L with a Z. Like...
Well, the L is still there.
Oh, right. It's just the S. Slushy.
Oh, an SH. That's how you spell... Wait.
No.
How do you spell slushy?
SL.
Slushy. The SH is later. Believe it or not, I haven't done any read.
She has not.
Not doing that.
Cherry slushy is the answer.
That's the answer. But crazy news from Egg, Big Popo.
Retired from Splatoon.
Retired from Splatoon.
Why'd you put up the holster the ink
brush
gun? I was trying to go with, what do you...
We were on a hiatus from Splatoon, but we did pick it back up a few months ago.
Which is so unlike, like...
you to...
Yeah, come back to a multiplayer game after such a long time like that, where...
But we just...
Well, I don't really play multiplayer.
We don't have that many games. We still have a big, huge need for a co-op game. We want a co-op game. But so that's kind of co-op-y to like play on what is it called? Team Ink.
Yeah.
Anyway, the regular Ink.
Big has a perfect oh wait, it went from a great excuse to a tragic one. I was like, oh man, he's like achieved his goal.
Got all the stars, gold flag on the gold arrow spray.
He is leaving on a high. He is Jerry fucking Seinfeld saying,
"Oh no,
you can take your $10 million an episode and shove it. I ain't doing season 10." He was leaving on a high note, but it's also the fact that his switch of 5+ years has died. And here's a remarkable thing. Switch of 5+ years, your Switch could be, you could have bought your Switch
the best
3 years into its existence, and it would be
still 5 years old.
And I find it
that was zoomed on me the whole time.
The tracking is on.
Tracking is on, and I like waved to the camera. I think
I can turn that off after.
We'll fix that later. That's one of the things that we need to fix later.
Yeah, that's on production. That's not talent.
I'll fix that later.
Yeah, the talent doesn't. We don't sully our hands.
I'll fix that later.
Oh shit! I literally just sullied the image with my hand.
Why? Oh, it didn't stay off.
No, I activated it again by.
With the hand.
Yeah, that's what I sullied the image. My hand, very high. Big. I'm so sorry about your Switch, my friend. Here. I don't know if this is comfort at all. Big. The Switch OLED is incredible. Like it's so much better than the OG Switch. The screen, it is remarkable how much an OLED screen improves the experience. And this is the thing. I'm not sure if it's comforting or not. You might think to yourself, well, I don't want to go buy a brand new OLED Switch, which is more than the Switch cost when it came out at launch. Still nuts that video game consoles do not come down in price anymore. That's a weird economic thing that has just happened.
Especially Nintendo's, right? Are they especially guilty, or now they all are?
No, Nintendo definitely would reduce price over a generation before. Okay. They haven't needed to.
Because they keep on selling it.
Yeah. So, and this leads into the maybe not comforting. It seems like after finally, like, all right, yes, Nintendo has it. You know, it's in developers' hands. They've got development kits. It has to be coming this year. 2 years late, but the Switch 2, whatever it will be called, will be out finally this fall. There is a massive report like 2 weeks ago that like Nintendo's going, nah, we're just going to hold it back for another year. Maybe wait until spring.
Are they having issues? Or are they
Nope, it's just like a no rush. We don't see enough. We, see still enough sales from the original Switch, which are slowing, but not that tremendously. It's not even like they're waiting for new technology. I think it's still going to be the same specs. It's just like they're like comfortable that they don't
have to start making the new one. They can just keep on making money on the old one.
I think I did hear maybe it was like, there's some software, like they're maybe trying to wait for a couple more months for some more software to be done, but
that might be game based.
Right, yes, exactly.
To have a launch game.
Yeah, something.
Wow.
But those are rumors, but it does seem pretty true that the Switch 2, whatever it will be called, is not actually going to be out this year, which is insane.
I just read oh my god. Battery explosion. Oh my gosh.
Whoa. From overcharging.
Wow.
What was it plugged into? That's...
Because most things shouldn't overcharge it, right?
I mean, that is, what modern wiring is supposed to prevent. And also, there are some fail-safes in things like USB-C protocol and whatnot.
Hopefully the battery liquid didn't destroy anything else besides the
But
Switch.
It could just be like, whatever part of it is in charge of voltage regulation got damaged itself, and then... Well, I'm glad. I hope you're
Oh.
That would do it. That was actually a big problem with early on in the Switch's existence, was people using third-party docks and having their Switches get bricked because of some weird voltage. But I thought they actually had patched it so that while those docks might not work, they would no longer
overcharge.
Yes, or overvolt or whatever mechanic it was frying them. But I'm sorry, man, that sucks immensely. But if you do,
at least it was over 5 years instead of new.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's still.
Yeah.
It's nice when it's lasted that long. Ugh.
But you have 3 different models to choose from.
Or just say, you know what, Nintendo will wait it out.
Wait for that Switch 2. Maybe that's the right thing to do. But the Switch OLED looks real good. I've been nursing this. All right, let's get through this speed round.
Let's see. Speed round.
We've got some Ex Machina to make it to. Really looking forward to that Civil War.
Oh,
big fan of Civil War.
That's presumably why it's out, right?
I think so.
We're getting pumped for Civil War.
Yeah, in this house we are ready for Civil War.
We're not talking Captain America.
We're talking literal. We're talking martial law. We're talking EMPs. We're talking whatever all our things.
I had watched the trailer. You mostly avoided the trailer for the new Alex Garland film, but I had watched the trailer a little bit, and I was getting excited about it. And what did I say? I said, here's what I think it's about, because you asked me, and I said I think it's about like Civil War, like people are fighting each other, and he said, no, it's actually about journalistic ethics,
which is what I've read. How awesome of a movie does that sound? Alex Garland delivering a 2-hour cinematic diatribe about ethics and journalism in the backdrop of a nation ripping itself apart. Sounds great. I can't wait. It's
stoked.
Yeah. What was the Damon Lindelof movie where the conservatives and the liberals fought each other to the death?
The Hunt.
The Hunt, right. It's like that, but fake controversial from what I've heard. It's meant to get you titled like, oh, look, but it's not what you think.
It's not what you think.
Alex Garland, watch all his movies but Men, which is a nightmare and a disaster and a terrible, awful movie. You can also skip The Beach, which he just wrote. The Beach. Alex Garland is an example of a protege just destroying. I don't actually know if this is protege, but they were close collaborators. Him and Danny Boyle, Mr. Slumdog Millionaire, Mr. Trainspotting. For a long time, Alex Garland, director of Ex Machina, which we're going to go see, was like the screenwriter partner of Danny Boyle, and then he finally struck it out on his own, and it was immediately clear pretty much anything good Danny Boyle has ever done is a result of
them working together.
Yeah, it's probably Alex Garland's influence, and not Danny Boyle.
Since they split, Danny Boyle.
You've had Trainspotting too.
That's the extent of his creative. It's a very Hollywood style creative pursuit. Like, oh, let's just make a sequel.
Although I have heard they want to get back together for 28 years later. The zombie franchise that revived zombie movies, which is a fun way to describe.
Which also led to zombie TV.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
Well,
can you take a sip?
I can. Thank you. It's so good to have you here. I'm not kidding. I really need to be babysat. Like, hey, dude, do this most basic of human functions.
Deep breath.
Alex Garland. Watch the movie Ex Machina. Watch the movie Annihilation. Skip Men. Forget that the movement exists.
I liked men. Maybe it might be a gender divide between us.
That's a funny observation, though. Like, I like men. It might be a gender difference between us. It's like, well, obviously. Unless, but being heterosexual, it would be, a gender divide between us. Sort of by very definition. But
if that's the way that I meant it.
Yeah. I hate men. Literal and titular. But no, people are homophobic, love men. Like they love their boys more than women, right? Where am I going with this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Bag check.
Right. Thank you. Sorry. It's time to go.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yes, guys. It has been so fun being back, hanging out with everybody. There will be more structure.
Hanging out with you.
Hanging out with the producer for the first time.
Since Who Farted, as that was pointed out.
Years and years ago.
Different mode. We do aspire to have game playing.
Yeah, there'll be all kinds of fun stuff. And there will be somebody here. I would like to think that this was honestly one of the most razor-focused, laser point. It felt professional. And
professional.
I don't think there's anywhere but up that we can go from here. Compare this to, some random stream from 2 years ago and see what her talents bring to the board. And it's going to be exciting to have the producer here, keeping us on track.
Keeping us on track.
Keeping us honest. And, cool. We will be back. I'll be back tomorrow.
Left-handed shake again.
Left-handed shake. I'll finish this as we say goodbye. Here we go. Oh, Jesus.
If it's a base, it is a strong one.
Oh, that's beautiful. Namaste.
Thank you, Anthony. Namaste.
We did it.
Big. It was great having you back.
It was great being back. Wow.
And now, Dick Grobler's bag kill you.
That was one bag, multiple bags ago. There will be less weed in the future. Maybe.
Oh, that's yeah.
Let's not go.
That's not an enticing promise.
In the sense that there'll be
you just can't.
Yeah. Wow. This has been so wonderful. I'm just repeating myself, and
I think we're just dallying. I think we just need to hit goodbye.
Yeah.
But
you don't know where to hit goodbye.
I don't. I mean, of course I would, being the producer.
Right.
Just remind me. Oh, I see. It says in stream.
This is quality production. This is quality talent. It's going to be even better from here.
We can only go up.
We can only go up. Like smoke.
All right, one more left-handed shake.
Oh wow. I'm getting